by the time I finished the doc, I was a different person. I'm gonna cry. I knew this was gonna happen. It's hormones and it's everything.
It's okay.
Gosh.
Being a black girl in the pop industry, I do feel like I have a responsibility to speak out.
She knows that she is going to get backlash off this.
He just said, you're the black girl, you're going to have to work 10 times harder.
They told me, you need to bleach your skin because you won't sell any records.
We were taught that our opinion didn't matter. Like, we are powerful. Even coming into meetings, it is always predominantly white. There's a problem, let's address it. Let's all address it together.
So what's this documentary about?
So the documentary is about racism in the UK, and we touch on colorism as well. I wanted to speak about my experiences and the way I felt in the band, being the black girl in the band and people identifying me as a black girl. I really wanted to explore why I felt so overlooked, so overshadowed, but also I wanted to be able to hear from other black women on their experiences and being able to just be open and really sort of explore race, explore racism and talk to some incredible people. When the doc was announced, I think people thought that I was going to be talking about my experiences of colorism, and that's not what I was doing. Like, obviously, like, I wanted to talk about racism, but I knew that colorism is such a massive issue that's definitely not spoken enough, like, in the media at all. And I wanted to bring it to light and talk about it, as I say, on the widespread media. But to hear the comments, I started questioning myself, am I the right person to do this? Like, have I taken someone else's place in doing this? But then I thought, no, like, I am also talking about my experiences, and I'd rather use my platform that I have to reach millions of people than do nothing. So yeah, it was just like, ugh.
They probably just see like Little Mix or like songs, pop band and stuff like that. They don't know the actual person.
Definitely. So, like, yeah, we used to get criticised all the time for talking about social issues. Like, what are you talking about social issues? You're a pop star. And it's like, well, we have brains.
Exactly. Like, I might pop it and lock it on a Saturday night for you on your MTV. Don't mean I can't do social justice on a Sunday.
This is what I mean, exactly.
It's
and like,
mad.
we all have issues very close to our hearts and things to say.
It is mad. I was talking earlier about my experiences as well. Like, growing up in Essex, the black boys in our area just used to like insult all darker skinned girls, and we were just like, your mum's dark skinned, your sister's dark skinned, like, what are you actually doing? And I think, like, you spoke to Andre as well in the doc about his tweets, and he was saying similar things to what those boys were saying as well. With, you know, they were conditioned. Everyone wanted to be light skinned black then. Everyone wanted to, you know, just look like the girls the boys fancied, which were light skinned women. So and what privileges do you think that you have that darker skinned women don't?
Well, I feel like in general we see a lot more light skinned women in the media. Like, we do, like, billboards, campaigns, TV, just everything. So I think that's definitely one of my privileges. And like, the more I get into it, the more I'm like, this is like everywhere. Like, even down to like nails and nail varnish, hands, like so many sort of industries that just don't represent at all. And just the lack of diversity is disgraceful. So I think however I can be a part of some sort of help to that and be an ally to that, like, that's exactly what I want to do.
What was the most difficult thing for you to address throughout this doc?
I definitely feel like one of the most difficult things was talking about, like, identifying as black, because I know how bad colorism is and how dark-skinned people are not represented enough in the media at all. And I understand sometimes the frustration of me saying that I identify as black when I am evidently lighter. I can understand that frustration, but then the fact that obviously both of my parents are mixed race and were brought up in West Indian households. In turn, I was brought up in a West Indian household, and that's always something that I have just identified as. To be honest, the whole thing was hard because it's just like, us as a society, we're not used to having really open conversations about race. Like, it's only now where the world has finally woken up and the world finally wants to talk about it and address it. So it's like, these conversations are new, and I can't wait till the moment where it feels like second nature. We've got a long way to go.
We've got a long way to
like,
go,
a long way.
From last year, a lot has happened and a lot is happening.
I know.
But you went through a lot in the doc. You spoke to a load of people. The Pop Princesses scene was one of my favourites.
I'm getting messages from others in the music industry every day. I want to hear their experiences face to face to help decide how I can use my platform in this fight. As well as Keisha from the Sugar Babes, I've invited Alexandra Burke, R&B soul artist Neo,
and I hadn't really seen someone that looked like me,
and singer-songwriter Ray. Why do I feel like invisible? And for so long, people would say to me, it's in your head.
You broke down in that scene.
Yeah.
What was going through your mind when you were speaking to, Keisha, Ray?
I feel like it was a really overwhelming moment of the doc. I think to be able to be in a room with these incredible ladies that have all experienced such like devastating things to do with race, like it's just, I think a lot of people are going to be shocked by it.
And one thing that's like actually comes to my head right now is being told to bleach my skin. Being told that I'm too dark to be in the industry. I'm going cold talking about it because I really actually don't like talking about it.
We all had completely different experiences. It's like race doesn't affect you in one person in one way. It's such a huge issue that affects people so differently. So I really thought that I was going to have similar experiences to Keisha, so Keisha being the only black girl in her group, but hers was completely different to mine. And I think the fact that her world was a lot more diverse, like her fan base and things like that. So it was really interesting to just hear other people's accounts. Can we talk about Dawn Butler? Like, she's just so inspiring. And every time I had conversations with these incredible black women, I just felt like more empowered in myself. And by the time I finished the doc, I was a different person. I'm gonna cry. I knew this was going to happen. It's hormones and it's everything.
It's okay.
Gosh. But yeah, like, confident, just not scared to just be me.
Yeah, 100%. Stop. No, it's fine.
And I own it now more than ever.
Who do you want to watch this doc? Who is that one person you want to watch? What kind of audience do you want to watch and reflect on?
I feel like there are a lot of people out there that don't necessarily understand how deeply ingrained racism is and how it really does affect so many people of colour, so many black people. And I feel like, especially with my fan base, it is predominantly white. And I want them to feel enlightened and watch it and learn something, but also think, what can I do? What can I do to help? What can I do to carry this conversation on? That's like the main thing I want people to take from it. Like, it's time to take action, and I want everyone to get involved and realise that their voice matters as well.